Yeah, my name's Dickon Tolson, and I'm an actor and workshop facilitator. Oh, well, I was growing up in Stoke Newington, Hackney, and I went to a place called Anna Scher's. And when I went to Anna Scher's and I started to do improvisation with other people who were like-minded or even more evil-minded than I was, I sort of found a concord there. I found a way of expressing myself, and I loved it when people were watching me. I loved it when people were enjoying what I was doing or learning from what I was doing. And Anna Scher was a great mentor to me. Yeah, I did about 3 series of peak practice. I've done single episodes of The Bill, Casualty, London's Burning, all the London stuff. I'm usually, I don't know, a grass or a criminal or a victim. I've done a few sort of low budget films as well. I've got one that's just come out on DVD called Autumn, and which, even though it's a low-budget zombie film, I'm quite proud of it because I get like 15 minutes with David Carradine and Dexter Fletcher's the lead and I'm the second lead. So I really enjoyed shooting it. It was shot in Canada, and it's, so yeah, well enjoying that. I accompanied a friend called Eddie Mills to an audition that he was going for, and I was sitting outside, with him. And Derek Barnes came out and collected Eddie, and Eddie went and did an audition, and then Eddie came back out with Derek, and Derek said, are you here for the audition? And I said, no, I'm just here with Eddie. And much to Eddie's horror, Derek said, well, come in, have a pop. So I went in, and I think Peter Murphy was there, Nigel Townsend, and I had a little word with them, read a little piece, and did an audition piece from Faust, which I'd sort of put together, and they were quite impressed. So they got me for recalls and workshops. The workshops were great because when you improvise around HIV and issues about being gay, and it really brings out your creative juices. And those workshop auditions were a good learning process. I met some great positive people, other actors as well, during that process. And the miracle was I got chosen for the role. I was currently doing A-levels at the time. I was halfway through. And so it was quite a big decision to drop them and go and do what turned out to be about a 9-month tour. So I sort of just stopped my A-levels, went off to do a tour. I was earning equity minimum, so I actually started, I moved into a flat with a girlfriend. I was only like 16 or something, 17. And, it felt like this is the bread and butter work of acting. And it really taught me, doing 2 shows a day, setting up a set, doing the show, doing a workshop forum style show, which is fantastic for your improvisational skills getting. And I was playing a gay character. So you're in like a youth club in Salford, and they're being quite aggressive, and they're drawing out of you some good stuff. And then you take down the set and you go to the next place and you do it all over again. Doing that twice a day is really taxing, and it really shows you the hard work of acting. And I'm glad I saw that side of it, because I thought to myself, well, if I can enjoy this, then I must love being an actor. And also we're educating, when you go into schools in Birmingham, Manchester, you really feel like you're, at the time HIV had quite a stigma attached to it. It still does. And so did being homosexuality. So it was quite good going and confronting and educating secondary school kids and youth club participants on those issues. It felt good in my heart, it felt good for my ego, and at that age it wasn't bad for my pocket either. So yeah, the character I played was called Danny, and the first couple of scenes you kind of get to see the rapport of a group of 4 friends. There was Melanie, Daphne, Carl and me, and who were the 4 characters. And you see us, getting drunk together, or just going out, and then Carl gets HIV, or gets diagnosed with HIV, and I discover and confess that I'm homosexual, and you know, as the play unravels, you get more and more emotion being drawn out of the characters. So it was great to find a good range between being really happy and charismatic to crying when your best mate's dying of HIV. I found out, I've always thought of myself as a really positive team person, and the length and the stress of the tour challenged that view of myself, because there just came a point where I stopped being my positive self and started to withdraw a bit, and I noticed how much that affected the team, and really it taught me how important it is to be positive, how important it is to be a team builder and part of the team, because like we had different tour managers. We had 2 tour managers with us at all times, Stuart, Andy, Jenny. You know, we had some great people, but so being part of a 6-member team, totally being with each other, in each other's pockets, bedrooms, everything, you know, was quite challenging for someone of my age. I found it challenging, and so you go through phases. It really taught me about the longevity and the process about being part of a team, and going through a product life cycle like that is so challenging. And I think it built my mettle. I think it gave me backbone, and I think it gave me an idea about interpersonal relationships and how difficult it is to be part of a team, and it really takes a lot of effort. From what I remember, the audiences of Inner Circle were being educated about the technical things, about HIV as a virus. AIDS itself isn't a different condition, it's just, you know, we called it ARC, age-related complexes at the time, or something, age-related conditions. And so also teaching about safe sex. I mean, you know, it's so important, and still to this day, people don't use condoms as much as they should, you know. And I think we help to educate people. The amount of trust that is involved in having sex without a condom is actually a massive statement of trust. And I think the audiences, they really got that. They got a lot of the technical side and the safety side. But also, I think they got a lot about the emotional stuff, and about the fact, because I wasn't your stereotypical gay, they were sort of confronted by their stereotypes of, you know, who is gay and who isn't. Not all gays mince around and wear, you know, nail varnish and lipstick, you know, speak like Frankie Howard, and, you know, that's not, you know, not all gays are like that. I think that was important. And because it's about 4 teenagers, I think the audiences really empathise with the characters, and it sort of taught them that, you know, they're moving into an emotional avenue now. They have to walk that street with awareness. You can't just blame everyone else for your emotions. And when you're a teenager, I think that's an important lesson to learn. Why touring is a lovely place with lovely people to try and educate and create lovely people.